You wouldn't want an ex-girlfriend to walk into a school and start shooting people up, would you? Well, that's what happened this past weekend, and all because he couldn't get a gun. I'm from the team that brings you the latest news. In case you didn't see it, over the weekend, a man who had recently been dumped by his girlfriend went to her apartment complex. They can do what they want without any consequences because they know they have the ability to end lives. And in America, we have an abundance of guns and an abundance of gun lovers. What would happen if the cops showed up at the NRA headquarters and tried to confiscate some of their guns? If you're a gun lover, you feel like you belong to something bigger than yourself. You feel like you're part of a group that will protect you, defend you, stand up for your rights. But those rights come at a cost, innocent lives. Every day in America, people are shot and killed because of gun violence. Children are afraid to go to school. Parents are afraid to send their kids to school. Lovers are afraid to meet up with their partners in public places. All because gun lovers couldn't care less about anyone but themselves. Would the NRA members peacefully accept it? Would they say, you know what, we had a good run, but it's time to give up our guns? No, they would fight. They would resist arrest. They would call other gun lovers to help them. They would make the cops pay. We have organizations like the NRA, the National Rifle Association, which lobbies for gun rights, but also brainwashes young Americans into becoming gun lovers. At their annual meetings, they have video games where kids can shoot as many people as they want and no one gets upset. They hand out red ribbons to the winners. These are the same people who will tell you that mental health is the problem, not guns. But how does a mentally unstable person get access to high-powered rifles and bullets? Because of organizations like the NRA. He couldn't get into the apartment, so he went to a nearby school where he knew she worked and where he also knew there were police officers stationed. He pulled out a rifle and started shooting at them. They have a hall of fame where they put people like Adam Lanza, the Sandy Hook shooter, and Dylan Roof, the Charleston church shooter. The NRA celebrates these people. They consider them heroes. 4 officers were injured, but thankfully no one was killed. The man then turned the gun on himself. Now, you might be wondering why someone who couldn't even get into the apartment where his ex-girlfriend worked would need a rifle with bullets. But if you're asking that question, you don't really understand gun culture. Gun culture isn't just about hunting or protecting your home or, God forbid, defending yourself against an intruder. It's about freedom, it's about power, it's about control. When someone walks around with a gun, they feel like they're in control. The president of the NRA, Wayne Lapierre, makes more than $1 million a year. They have a museum dedicated to gun lovers. And if you don't believe me, if you don't think that gun lovers are really that extreme, let me ask you this, and that's why gun culture is so ingrained in America. It's not just about politics, it's identity. I'm from the team. Shoot us a comment, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Until next time.